This is Carl at National RV Detroit. I'm going to walk us through this 2017 Keystone Hideout destination trailer. Okay, so this is not a floor plan video or a sales video. This is just a how-to video. So I'm going to go over some of the components and show you how they work. Of course, you have a power awning with LED strips, outside speakers, a TV mount, signal out, and power. Of course, you have sliding doors plus a regular entry door towards the rear. Now this is the vent for the range hood. So if you're using the fan in the range hood, you want to vent to the outside. Make sure the baffle in there is freed up. You sort of have to reach up there and just pop it with your finger, and it'll unlatch it so it flaps freely. So anytime you want to vent to the outside, you want to free up that baffle. Otherwise, keep it shut. This is your water heater. It's empty right now and it's winterized. The trailer's winterized. I just want you to remember that. Let me get that off of there. This switch right here, this on and off rocker switch in the lower left-hand corner, that controls the electric heating element that's behind that cover there. Just so you know that that switch is there. Never run the water heater on gas or electric without water in the tank, or else you'll damage it and it'll have to be repaired. So, and it happens very quickly also. So keep in mind, right now it's empty and bypassed because the trailer's winterized. This is an anode rod and plug. That is where you put your drain plug right there. Takes an 1 1/16" 6-point socket. If you don't have one, you need one of those with probably a 6-inch extension and something to break it with, a breaker or a ratchet, whatever you have. Okay. Power tongue jack. Now keep in mind, there's a plug here, a rubber plug. I don't know if you can see it okay, but it's there, right there. So the rubber plug, if you were to pull that out, you can crank this manually. So if this power tongue jack failed, you can put your regular stabilizer crank or a 3/4 inch socket on an electric drill, whatever, and you can crank it up and down manually to get yourself out of trouble. Okay. 2 LP tanks, of course, a deep cycle marine battery. This is just an outside sprayer slash shower. You got 3 slide rooms. Okay. Right here are the water hookups. So this is the city water connection right here. This is the most common way to get water to the trailer. You just put the hose on there, turn it on, and you're all set. Now if you're going to a camp somewhere where they don't have plumbing on the campsites, you can pre-fill your fresh water tank right here, and then you can use the onboard pump to pump it, so you can take water with you if you need to. Now this here is just a black tank flush. So after you dump your black tank, you leave the valve open. You can put a hose on here and turn it on. It'll spray out the inside of your black tank to clean it out really well, and most importantly really is it cleans off the sensors, so you continue to get a good accurate reading from it. And of course, these are just valves down here, as you can see, like every trailer has. More down here, a black and a gray. So this one will have 2 gray tanks and 1 black tank. This is your power cord. It just pulls out. It's a 30 amp cord and it's 30 feet long. Okay, let me go back here on the hill in the mud here. Okay, so let me get over here. This housing up here tells us this is pre-wired for a backup camera. So if you want to add one, that's where it will go. Also, while we're looking up, keep in mind you need to inspect your roof. The manufacturer states every 90 days, so just keep in mind you've got to go up there or have someone else go up there, and you can check out the sealant, make sure there's no cracking or no separation, make sure none of the roof attachments or roofing material was damaged by low branches or road debris flipping up there or anything like that. So you just give it a good inspection. If you see an issue, take care of it immediately, as with all trailers. Okay, so here we are. This is your panel here. There are 3 separate slide room switches. You got one here for the main slide, this for the middle slide, and then there's one in the bedroom for the bedroom slide. Okay, you can check your levels here, battery, fresh water, so on and so forth. There's only one black tank, so keep in mind that you just disregard one of them. To light your water heater on gas, on electric, remember I told you there's a second switch for the electric outside. Never run it without water in it. Your water pump, which you use to pump water out of the fresh water tank. You also use it for winterizing the trailer. Your awning, power awning, extend and retract, and the light. Okay. The refrigerator works on 110 AC, so you just plug your trailer in and you're all set. Microwave works like any other microwave. This is the range hood I told you about with a vent fan. If you're going to vent, you want to make sure you open the baffle on the outside, or you won't get it won't vent to the outside. It'll just sort of bounce it back in. So make sure you do that. These you have to light with a lighter. You got 3 knobs and 3 burners. Also, the oven to light it. The oven's never ever been used, and it looks like this has hardly ever been used either. Maybe once or twice, and I mean that. Yep, sure enough. But we see this with the oven all the time where people don't use them. But all the way to the back, at the bottom to the back is a pilot light. So you have to use a grill lighter with a long neck on it. And basically you just go to pilot, you depress it, keep it depressed. You light the pilot light. Once it lights, you hold it for another 30 seconds or so until it heats up. Then you go to the operating temperature. And when you shut it off, obviously the flame goes out, but so does the pilot light. So you have to relight the pilot light each time you use the oven. Okay. You can drop this table down, obviously, onto the cleats, turn it into a bed. This is a height of bed also right here. Let me make sure. Yep, sure enough, you take the back cushions off and fold it out. Your sound right here. Basically, this will play DVDs and CDs. You can also stream off a USB. It has Bluetooth, so you can stream wirelessly. Let me make sure it has it before. This is a 2017. Before I tell you that it does, and I don't know that for a fact. Let's see here. Okay. Give me 1 second here. I'm sure it does, but I just want to make sure before I tell you that. Gosh, we'll have to check. I'll have to check because I don't. Let me look it over one more time. USB, AM, FM radio. Yes, and it has Bluetooth. Okay, so it does have it. And it also has 2 speaker zones. Zone 1 is inside the trailer. Zone 2 is outside the trailer. Okay, TV works like any other TV. Thermostat. Very simple analog thermostat. Always keep the fan on auto, and heat is to the right. 2 clicks from that to the left is the fan, and then farther down is the air conditioning. You got a center room here. This couch can turn into a bed, or you can just leave it as a couch. This also, this top bunk here, it can fold up, so you can get it out of the way. You have a vacuum, your central vacuum system, and then you can put a TV here. It's got the signal out and power here. Okay. All right. Going a little further. This device here is the power converter. So this converts AC to DC power. So what you have, let me see if I can get it open here. You have once you're plugged in, you have regular AC current, 110 AC like you'd have at home, and these are circuit breakers like you'd have at home. Right? You can see they're labeled. Then the power is converted to 12 volt DC over on this side. You see you got 12 volt fuses and they're labeled. So that's where the 12 volt comes from. Also, keep in mind that when you're plugged in, this is a battery tender. So it'll always sense how much energy your battery needs and keep it charged as long as you're plugged in. That's the power converter. Okay, so let me get some light here. The sink and shower work like any other sink and shower. In here, I bet you there's a... Nope, I got it wrong. Looking around here. Okay, so anyway, the toilet works like every other RV toilet in that you have to have... The black tank is directly below. This is the flush pedal here. So Basically, you're going to dump chemical into the bowl. That's antifreeze right now, but when you're ready to use it, you pull into the campground, you hook up your power and your water, you come in here, you put a dose of chemical in the bowl, then you step on the pedal, and water will start swirling into the black tank below. You put about a gallon of water in the black tank with a dose of chemical, and you're ready to use it. Never use it dry, otherwise the smell will be terrible, and you can also get it clogged up. So make sure you always use water and chemical in it. We have the TV here in the hookups. Emergency window, and of course there's storage underneath the bed too. You can pull it up and there's some storage room under there. Alright, cool. So let me look a little farther to see if I forgot anything here. I think we've got it. Yep, sure enough. Okay, so first I want to thank you for buying your trailer here at National RV Detroit. Second of all, please remember what I said about inspecting your roof and seals. Make sure that it's nice and tight so water can't get in. That's not just this trailer, it's every trailer ever made. And people generally don't inspect it and seal it enough. Or, you know, I'm not saying everybody, but a lot of people don't. So make sure you keep after it. And right now the water heater is empty and is bypassed, and there's antifreeze in the system. Okay? Thank you very much.